To support digital economy, you do need the infrastructure. You need the technological infrastructure. What policies, the government, the public-private partnerships should adopt just to accelerate technological infrastructure in Nigeria?
We've made a lot of progress over the last 20 years, but the thing that are sticking out are what I would call two problems, two challenges of, let me not call problems, but two challenges of reach and coordination. In terms of reach, if you look at why we've grown telecom infrastructure, broadband infrastructure is still likely just around 50 or 55%. When you look at the digital financial rail, 64 only 64% of Nigerians, for example, have a financial account. And like I mentioned earlier, in terms of a small merchant being able to access digital payments, about 50% of our SMEs, of our people, cannot do it as of today. So we still do have the challenge of reach. But the other thing that is sticking out big time is the challenge of coordination of our public digital public infrastructure. When you look at identity and payment, for example, they are standing in silos. So we have made a lot of progress in terms of building. The identity is a foundation stack for payments and credit and many other services that will ride on it. So we made a lot of progress in Nigeria in terms of the identity digital infrastructure for payments. Over the last 10, 15 years, over the last 10 years particularly, we've been able to grow access to the national digital identity to about 107 million Nigerians today. But when you look at the integration with payment, while access to digital identity has been growing at an average of about 10, 15 million a year, this year alone, between January and April, according to National Identity Management Commission, digital payments grew about 4 million. But when you look at how we are translating that into a financial account so that we bring people into the financial system, the fact that our national identity payment infrastructure managed by Nigeria National Identity Management Commission and our payment infrastructure managed by Nigeria Bank Settlement System are sitting in silos, means that we are not able to translate growth of identity into payment. In markets where you have what we call a coordinated digital public infrastructure, the moment a citizen has an identity, they will automatically have a financial account because there's a real-time coordination of payment and identity infrastructure. The fact that we do not have this is a major problem. So we are not able to translate access to identity into access to payment. So today, according to FINA, I sit on the board of FINA. FINA is a financial inclusion advocacy organization and research in Nigeria. They provide objective truth of that space. According to FINA, access to finance research data in December 2023, there are 28 million Nigerians today who have digital identity who do not have financial account. They are one leg into the financial system, but we're not able to provide a financial account for them because of the coordination issue between payment and identity. So that's something we need to fix. And the other way you see that is that we are struggling to do cash transfers. We now have an economic reform program, which we have to do, but we need to moderate the pain of economic reforms on the poor by providing regular cash transfers for them to moderate the pain of economic reform, maybe regular 10,000 naira per month or something. But we're not able to do that because there's no digital financial rate to do so. When we carry cash to do it, we have all the issues of credibility. You can't audit what is delivered. So the attempt to do it, we have had to abandon it because we don't have the financial rate to do so. So yet many of these people may already have an identity, but they don't have a financial account. So those are the big issues in terms of technology infrastructure. We're making progress, but how do we have a better coordination in terms of broadband, identity, and payment, assuring also that the players, the key agencies and regulators in those two spaces are also cooperating for the greater public interest of our people in Nigeria?
Yeah. I think that's fundamental because you just raised a very significant issue where you don't have proper handshake between two government agencies. And I think that, from the private sector perspective, you're thinking, why can't this happen? So in your view, what's the issue? Is it But why is it difficult to merge these industries or to achieve synergies between these industries?
Very interesting. I think the first thing is to be conscious of the problem. I think if there's a progress we've made, some of us have carried this issue of DPI, data point infrastructure in our head, talk about it every time. If there's anything progress we've made over the last two years particularly, is that there is a better consciousness of this challenge today, that there's a need for coordination. And I think we are beginning to see that movement. But government agencies move slowly. And we need to encourage a faster, more deliberate coordination of many of these things. Let's have a situation where we don't just talk about it, but we set clear targets. In terms of going forward, there are some initiatives like, for example, we have initiatives now with the national ID card system, which NIMC is now issuing, which can also potentially carry a financial account. But the 30 million people who already have identity, that will need something else. That will need a deliberate cooperation between Nigerian Bank Settlement System, National Identity Management Commission, the banks and fintech. Let's sit around a table. Let's set a target to say, over the next 2 years, we will bring these 30 million people who have access, who already have one leg into the financial system. We work together to bring them into the financial system and grow the number of people that have formal financial accounts in Nigeria from maybe estimated 65 million to 100 million over the next 2 years. It's something that we need to do, but it needs leadership. It needs being conscious, being deliberate, setting formal targets to make it happen. I think that's what we need to do. But some progress have been made. We just need to encourage it more. But setting firm targets to make this happen will be very, very important.